to another episode of Hot, Gay, and Sad. Sometimes. Yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks.
Oh, honestly, in our lives in general, all's well. That is very true.
I am so happy to announce that I am no longer with my ex, or I guess
Shout
with
out.
my shout out
Shout
to
out,
Soph.
One thing that is so interesting being in like a safe, trusting relationship is that like my boyfriend is
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Nope. She was then shot 57 times.
I'm so sorry for laughing, but it's just.
I gotta talk shit later. A Sagittarius man is out of the picture. Thank God.
Oh, yeah. Man, a lot has happened. Yes. Yeah, I just called that quits. That was draining me mentally. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Do you also want to talk about what you did today?
So I learned this beautiful thing in therapy where apparently, being in a very long 9-year relationship leaves a mark on people.
Who would have thought?
It seems that when I'm feeling lonely or through this whole dating escapade, I start to have dreams about my ex, and they're nothing crazy. It's just me and him hanging out, catching up, talking. It's like very intimate and friendly. And this past week, I just dreamt to him like 3 nights in a row. And I'm just telling Emily, like, what the fuck? Somebody just shoot me at this point. Like, I can't keep going on like this. And I hadn't talked to him since October?
That was, September.
Almost full 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And I broke no contact. And I actually feel good about the conversation. I was able to give him my life updates. He was able to not give me any updates as per usual. I don't know. It felt fine. It felt like it scratched the itch that had been itching in my brain. And I hope that when I go to bed tonight, there are no dreams.
Yeah, I think that sometimes our brain like talks things up. Like you'll text him and you have this great conversation and everything will be fine. And then it actually happens and it's so anticlimactic. And it's like, oh, I'm actually doing just fine because you give me nothing.
Yeah, because like I can rationalize and talk to Emily and say all the things of why not and why it didn't work out and why we're not together and all this kind of stuff. And in my mind, it makes total sense. But in my dumb little heart.
Yeah, that's valid. Because when I was breaking up with Brie, I dreamt of her almost every night. But
That's
except
rough.
mine was like re-traumatizing me. She cheated on me. So it was her cheating on me every single time.
Oh, no, that's gross. Mine's are like really sweet.
So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you got, I feel maybe what you needed. And
I almost thought he wasn't going to reply. So I was like,
maybe he needed to sit with it for sure.
I think he did. I think it did upset him ever since we broke up. He doesn't have social media. And I think the only social media he used to have was LinkedIn. And every month or so, my LinkedIn will let me know that the company that he works for, somebody in that organization, is looking for me. So I think there's been some creeping on his end. And side note, the only reason I said he was upset by the message was because we decided with a very sassy opening text message, which I won't say because I can't, but that's why I think he was upset. It wasn't a regular hey, how are you? It was very backhanded, sassy. So
I gave her, that was the ultimatum. I was like, you can only text him if you tell him this.
And I said, bet.
Yeah, like compromise. And I'm so sorry we can't give you the lore, but someday maybe we'll get it out of Nani.
Maybe one day.
I guess we can go and introduce what today's episode is about. We don't really have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have a topic. I wanted to pose a question of how do you know when it's over to commemorate my breakup. But so much has happened that I feel like I first need to tell you the tea.
I feel like they need it.
Yeah. So me and we broke up. I thought it was mutual, to be honest. And then I read my therapist the text messages, and she was like, that doesn't really sound mutual. And I was like, oh.
Really?
Did I send you the
I
text
thought
messages?
It was mutual too. Are we so sick we can't see it?
Right? Like, what the fuck? They had posed a question of, is something off? Like, I was definitely being a little bit distant. And I think I was being distant because I had come to the realization that my life with them in it was the same as without them in it.
Oof.
And we've always been a slow burn, which I think I've appreciated, and it just stopped burning. So I found myself feeling like I was nagging about things, like wanting to spend more time with them, with their friends, and wanting to be included in like their plans. I say it out loud, and these all sound like very basic.
Silly, maybe?
Yeah, not silly, but like very basic things.
You're right. Not silly, my bad.
No, yeah, like very basic things, but I gaslit myself into thinking that those things I could live without because this person did love me and this person did care. I'm asking for too much. It's like I am only deserving of this amount of love. Yeah, I just realized, or they posed a conversation. I thought it was mutual. They said, yeah, that they felt the same. They said something like, I really just wanted to hold you tonight. And I said, I felt like if I did, it would be the last time. And they said, yeah, I felt that.
It seemed mutual, the understanding.
It seemed mutual, yeah. And I think that was a big reason why I was scared to do it, because I thought it was all
hurt him.
Yeah, I thought it was all in my head. But it felt really affirming for them to say, no, it's not. But then they called, and I guess I wasn't giving the reaction that they wanted. So then they got really upset with me, and I didn't really appreciate that. Then they texted my ex, and I can't give you the lore on all of that at this particular moment, but it will come. And then my ex and I started talking. I will share some of the backstory because I think that's very important for context. So this person has been in my life throughout my relationship with my now ex, for better or for worse. Sometimes it was very bad. So when we started talking, it was just, I really wanted us to be able to be friends. That's the most important thing for me, to keep them in my life, and whatever capacity that meant at that time, like, I'm fine with that. A week later, I'm out. So they're there. I'm chilling. They're in their own spot. I'm in mine. My ex that I'm not talking to, I need to give her a nickname. Oh, Beetlejuice. That was her name.
I forgot about that.
Beetlejuice. I mean that with love and care. Also, I do want to say, my ex was concerned about Beetlejuice the entire relationship. Valid, okay? Valid. I leave. I come back. My now ex is talking to someone. I'm like, oh my God, great, amazing, cool. I go to the dance floor. I gotta piss. I walk to the bathroom. My now ex is making out with someone on a booth. On the same booth, mind you, that a couple months ago I had asked, if your roommate told you to break up with me, would you? They said yes.
That is wild.
I don't look at it. I see it from the corner of my eye. I get out of the bathroom. They're still making out. It was like 35 minutes of them making out. Mind you, my now ex knows that I'm here. And after I see this, I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm going to go and live my life.
They're obviously living theirs.
Yeah, and like, everyone kept saying like, oh, it feels like it's coming from a place of hurt, like they wanted to hurt you. If that is the case, which I don't know that to be truth, that is super malicious, and that hurts more than me seeing you talk or making out with anyone. The fact that you would intentionally hurt me, because I have never even done that in front of Mussolini. Like, I have never, even as bad as me and her ended, I have always excused myself. Like, if I'm dancing with someone, I'd be like, oh, my ex is there, can we move? It's just, and what hurt the most is that a couple days before, they had left me a note when they gave me my things, and it was like, I'm sorry for how ugly things got in our last moments. I'll love you forever, I promise. and then you go ahead and do that. I don't think that that's coming from a place of love. I don't think that you actually loved me.
Yeah. I think that they were definitely, like, it definitely came from, for them, like, out of a place of hurt.
Absolutely. And I will say,
I'm not saying it's valid, but I'm saying that I think they were hurt.
I haven't told you the rest. That's why.
Oh.
You can be
Stay
hurt.
tuned.
You can be hurt and you can be petty and you can be whatever the fuck you want.
You can choose to be the bigger person, 100%. Yeah.
Until yesterday, they show up again at a place that they know I will be at. They show up to the same karaoke that I have gone every single time there has been karaoke with my friends and with them, with their date. Same person. To the place that they know I will go to. That is cruel. That is cruel. So guess what I do? I'll call Beetlejuice. I'm like, they're here. Please come. Like, the girl is super hot, truthfully. Like, good for you. But it's just so malicious. And
that's not cool.
And I got a little malicious too, and I hated that. Like, I think that all of this has taught me is that we were definitely not each other's person. Because all of this that they're doing, my now ex is doing, is solidifying the fact that, like, it has been all performative, basically. And I'm sure that, I said this in therapy today, I was like, and I'm sure that they can say the same thing about me, because at the end of the day, I ended up with the person that they were worried about. I don't know. I didn't start. That's all I'm saying. I didn't start. So, I guess, how do you know when a relationship's over? When it feels like you're past beyond the point of, oh, we're just two people trying to teach each other how to love each other. And it's like, I'm trying to mold you to love me in a way that you just don't know how.
I know that the last probably 3 or 4 years of my 9-year relationship were brutal for me, especially because I kept fighting so hard for it. And I kept fighting so hard to make sure that it survived, it lived on. Like, all the effort was being put by me. So, in my opinion, how do you know when it's over? Is if, like, there's only one person that's trying to pull the weight of the entire relationship. I feel like once that other person isn't matching the energy, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And you know what? I felt like we got to a point where I also wasn't putting any effort as well.
Do you think it was because you'd gotten to a point where you'd been disappointed so many times?
I don't think so. I think it was just because I was asking for these small things, and I think I was tired of telling myself that I wasn't deserving of more.
And it wasn't, like, because they weren't able to give you those small things you were asking for? Or it was a constant asking for the things?
I feel like they tried, but I still felt like
it wasn't enough.
Maybe.
Because I think one of the things that we've said is, like, you give them so much credit in that they tried, they did love me. You really tried to make the relationship work because you knew that they were a healthy love for you.
This is something that my therapist has been telling me for the last couple of months. I've held this person to a pedestal where it's like, this is the highest form of love. I thought that this was what love was supposed to be. This is what a good, healthy relationship should look like. I had to earn it, and it didn't feel like I was ever going to get to a place where I feel like I was just deserving of Sophie's love.
Very deep stuff.
And probably all internal. Probably nothing to do with them.
At the end of the day, like you said, why drag it on?
For 3 to 4 years.
Well, if anything, I dragged it out, right?
No.
But then again, I ask myself this all the time. Would it still be going on if I hadn't ended it?
Yes.
That's crazy, right? Isn't that insane to think?
Yeah, no, and I'm so of the belief of, like, you have to take some accountability for the positions that you put yourself into. Like, like, you have, like, absolutely. But the thing is, one, I think that when you got with him, you had never been in a real adult relationship.
No.
You were 18 years old and he was 20-something.
26.
You didn't know anything else or more. And, I mean, he was your first everything. And he has not and continues to not take any accountability for being a fucking coward.
None at all.
Like, none. He's just like, oh.
He was like, yeah, I agree.
That's the part, like, I don't, like.
I'll tell you this.
Oh, tea.
The last conversation we had. It was like the last serious conversation. He came to see me. We're face to face. We were doing long distance. I was like, "This, like, we need to talk about."
No,
this,
wait,
right?
wait. Pause. How long were you doing long distance for?
We did long distance for four-ish years, maybe more.
How many times a year did you see him?
The start of that was COVID. So like one time it was like a whole year and a half.
No, you were long distance way before that.
Oh, true.
Yes.
6 years. So like 6 years long distance because of my undergrad and then grad.
And part of that was COVID. And was he working in office?
No, everybody was working remote.
Yeah. How long was he working remote for?
I believe he still works remote.
There we go.
But he has to go to the office like once or twice a week.
But did he have to do that during COVID?
But during COVID, he was fully remote for like a year.
As soon as they're like, you can work remote, I'm flying to my girl. You crazy. You got me fucked up. I'm like, peace.
Yeah, no. But there were talks at that point in time, right? I was supposed to go move in with him once I left.
I need you to
We'll talk about that eventually.
Oh
it's too long for me to unpack all of that.
It is. It's too
I can
much. Condense it in a sentence.
I was supposed to move in with him. Okay, we'll split the tea. Everybody's gonna be like, "Why did you stay with him?" We had broken up for like 4 hours, and then we got back together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
not hurt, not tell me things.
Yeah, because that's when he had come and he's like, "Oh, my health isn't good. I don't think I can take your stuff. Like, you shouldn't move in with me, remember?"
Yeah, but I don't remember that y'all broke up.
You should.
Of it.
Yeah, he's like, "You should go and live your life. Like, I can't give you the life you need, da-da-da-da-da."
Okay, sorry. I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to add to this story. They were supposed to move in together. He came down to drive over to move her things. That same day, he was like, actually, you shouldn't move in.
Yeah.
While her things are in her car.
Yeah.
Ready to fucking go. And then apparently now they broke up for 4 fucking hours. He flew out. They got back together.
Yeah, but it was like a day or two later.
Yeah, but did he just break up with you or say all that stupid shit just to not get you to move in? Because you would have talked him in.
That's what I'm saying. Because then he was like, "Oh, my health, da, da, da." And then I was like, okay. So eventually then we stayed together and it come to the agreement that he was going to work on his health. And that when I finished my master's, I would then move over there.
How would you have done your master's?
When I finished my master's.
No, I know, but...
Because I still had like a year left.
But how... Oh, you were just going to move in for the summer and then move back to campus?
No. I wasn't moving in. It was for him to take a lot of the stuff that I had in storage.
Oh.
Because I was supposed to move in with him when I finished in a year. And since he was coming down, I was like, "Oh, well, you could take some stuff up."
Wait. He didn't even want to... I did not know this. He didn't even want to just take things to his house, even if you weren't going to move in together?
Exactly.
He was fucking her.
Not you saying that.
I have never had any belief that he was fucking her until right now.
So she's been telling me I'm crazy for how long now?
Because I didn't know this. Not even, can I leave my panties at your place? No. We gotta break up. My health. They were living together.
But I was like, you know what? We have to have this conversation. Let's just have it. What are we doing? Like, can you tell me anything? Where we're going? Are you moving here? Am I moving over there? Do you want to get this a year, 2-year limit? What's happening? The man sat there, quiet. And I timed this because I looked at my phone after like a minute of silence. For 15 minutes. In utter silence. 15 minutes. And I just sat there in silence as well. And I didn't break at all until he spoke. And his words to me were, "I cannot think of an answer in which either of us would be happy.
Cop out.
And I said, okay. And I got up and I went to cook. And I think we had 2 to 3 days left. And I told myself, this is it. Enjoy these 2 to 3 days. We spend the next 2 to 3 days like nothing. Spend the time together, did activities, went out.
Activities is not activities.
Not non-sexual activities. And then he left. When I dropped him off at the airport, I knew that was the last time I was probably going to ever see him. I sobbed the whole drive back. He landed home, and the very next morning I asked him, is your statement still how you feel? And he said, yep. And I said, then I think I'm done. I can't stay in this if you don't have anything for our future. And he said, I understand. And that was it. And you guys probably think I'm dumb as fuck. And that's understandable. Because to this day, I still feel a little dumb. I feel used. I feel dumb. And that's why I asked Emily, do you feel like if I had never grown the courage and grown tired and got tired of fighting and trying to find solutions, that we'd still be together? And we probably would. I wonder how the situation would really work currently with what's going on. But
he would have just, I think he would have lived a double life.
A double life, right?
Yeah.
One of those double lives. Whole other family in one state.
Yeah.
Single chick in another.
I think I've heard this story a couple times, and each time I'm just like, this man is such a coward.
And this is the guy that I broke 5 months, no context.
I feel like we will never know. Like, when do we know it's over? Until we put ourselves through the ringer, unfortunately.
Every relationship is different, and for everybody it's very different, and it's for different reasons, right? Like, I wonder myself, when was it over for him? Because I feel like at some point his feelings had to have changed. You know? I have so many questions, guys. Like, I have so many questions. Like, why drag it on? We went on a break like twice. Why not just let me go? Why just not be like, no, leave this be? He refused. And every time he's like, no, I'll do better. I'll work on it. I'll do this. I'll do that. No, we're going to make it work. Every single time.
And that's hard, and not to give him or any man any fucking empathy, but I feel like I fought tooth and nail for Soph. I really wanted it to work. Like, I really wanted for this person to be like the person that I'm going to marry. Like, I really wanted to. And I don't know. Like, they got sick and we didn't talk for like 4 days, and it took that for me to realize what I was in. So
yeah, that's crazy.
I think that
even when I was dying, we'd talk every day. I mean, yeah, did I get my life wasted? Sure. But, you know, it's just like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I say all of that to say that maybe he didn't even realize when he was done. Maybe he really wanted it to work. Maybe he really did want it to be to a point where everything would be okay. And then he realized it wasn't getting any better.
Maybe. But I'll never know, because the man is
But also he didn't make any effort. I at least tried some, okay?
Yeah.
He didn't do a goddamn thing. Basically, don't date a Virgo man, or any Virgo, actually. So, yeah, that is another episode of Hot, Gay, and Sad, all about breakups.
Knowing when it's over.
Not knowing what goes on in a man's mind.
I wonder if I'll ever know.
Yeah. We won't be filming for 2 weeks because I am going to Lisbon.
This girl, I am so proud of her. She's going to live her best life in Europe for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think she needs this. She really needs this. This is going to make her such a badass. It's going to make her so much more confident in herself. Yeah. She's going to get to experience a different culture. Mm-hmm. She's going to go out there by herself. Yeah. I think it's liberating. I've done it three times now, traveling alone to different countries. And it's so much fun. There's just something about it. You don't have to wait about somebody else. You don't have to worry about what somebody else wants to do.
Yeah.
It's really liberating.
I'm on Reddit right now because I was like, oh, if we have nothing to talk about. It says straps are heteronormative. Huh? This is a crazy thread.
Oh, you can't use a strap now?
We gotta read that one in the next. Straps are heteronormative. What are you talking about? What the fuck? Y'all weird. Anyways, thank you for another episode of Hot, Gay, and Sad Sometimes. If you're listening to us on Spotify, go on YouTube because we look really cute today and really cozy. And I'm wearing my real hair. So, I look kind of hot. So
she looks extra gay today.
I sure do. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I love you so much for being here. Thank you. And bye.
Bye.